Ladies and gentlemen, the WRT Boxing Show with Mr.A shall begin shortly. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Thumbs up, you have tuned in to the WRT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. For the regular fans of the show, the audience, sorry we haven't been rained on and we had to be filming indoors. Same thing goes around. Ready, talk that boxing. Thumbs up. We're finishing the weekly roundup, with the post-fight recap of Ronnie Clark and Zifa. Wasn't it Barret? I got a nice little breakdown of what the show helped me with that. I'm just like you, who this is your show. I'm just a host. So how the WRT show helps you boxing fans. We could break it down on this fight. We're also talking about the WBSS semifinals. Callum Smith taking on Hoken, the last minute replacement. So go over those recaps, and then we're going to talk about the March 3rd. Good old March 3rd got a lot of boxing, so we're going to go right into it. Quick. New viewers become new subscribers. Thank you for your appreciations. Thumbs up. Thumbs up to you. Support. Now, let's we go to Ronnie Clark and the Barret first, because the WBS was nice, even though the fight wasn't so spectacular. The Barret fight, that was my first time seeing that guy. So, the way he was talked about, he was good. I saw him. He was impressive. I saw the reason why they talked about him and all that stuff. It was good. But I knew Ronnie Clark because he was the reason I betted against Anthony Kaká to beat Martin Ward. But hey, I got that one wrong. And then, hearing about what Barret, who he liked, and what his wins were. He beat Craig Evans, and he had a draw against Ryan Walsh. From covering fights on the WRT Boxing Show with Mr.A, you get a sense of boxing. What's out there. You might get other coverages elsewhere, but if you want nice boxing talk, you find some fighters, and from there, I'm like, okay, he beat Craig Evans. I kind of know what Craig Evans brings to the ring. He had a draw at Ryan Walsh. I just saw Ryan Walsh and low. I was like, okay, I kind of see what he can't handle. I know Ryan Clark because of the Kaká and Ward fight. I have an idea of what Barret then basically is. And Clark was just I'm like, oh shit, this might be a nice little scrap here. This might be a nice little fucking scrap. And sure enough, for those who are watching episode number 17 for the support, thumbs up. Watching the show, you learn amazing little boxing. You see stuff like this. Through the coverage, I'm okay. Ronnie Clark has a style, and just noticing Craig Evans, Ryan Walsh, he can trouble Barret, and it happened. I was like, oh man, the WRT Boxing Show, Mr.A. So he ended up beating him. What was it, like 114, 113? That's what I had it. Homeboy was good though. Ronnie Clark was just in his face, dude. Just pressure. It's kind of weird though. Like in I think it was round 7. You could tell Zelfat Barret is a back foot fighter. He's unique. He has the combo of his punching power. He fights yeah, it's cool on the back foot. He does it very well, but he fights with intentions of like, get off me, not to her. Like, unless because he just don't have power. Because he was hitting Clark with some good stuff, but no man should be able to take another man's punches that much. No, I just don't see it. Eventually you at least get like weak in the knees or something. So I think it's just mentally the way he throws his punches. He doesn't fight with the oomph behind his punches to hurt somebody. I just don't know if he, what they say, bite down on the gum shield. He was in there, but he got up from that vicious. What was that? What round was it? The KD in the round 6. Round 6, folks. Ronnie Clark landed that beautiful left with the uppercut with the right. Hit him with the left. Folks, this got to be probably nomination. Right, the WRT show don't got a nomination for the best punch of the year. That's just way too hard. But this was probably gotta be the prettiest knockdown of the year. It would have been awesome if he would have knocked him out, because that would have been real hard to beat. If he would have knocked Zelfit Barret out with that 1-2 in round 6, with that like kind of the buildup of this fight, that would have been very hard to beat. Very hard to beat. But he got up. Fuck. He just, the pressure. But you can see it because the thing in round 7 he like, after a tough round 6, he reached out real quick in round 7 and tapped gloves. Why do that? But like I said, I had Ronnie Clark winning rounds 1, 4, 6, and then I kind of screwed up on the score card, but I started like getting rounds confused. But it ends up 114, 113. But fuck, it was a good fight. It was a really good fight. But the main thing was the WRT boxing show. Following the show, for those who do know these fighters, hey, thank you for keep listening. I break it down for you. You're at 738. Here if you want to skip somewhere else, 738. The WRT boxing show. It gives you the audience. Like, oh fuck, who's that fighter? I heard him mention about it. Oh. For someone out there who is like me, who don't know all these fighters, but hey, I love boxing. That's what this show is originally about. Remember that. No one knows everyone around here. So following stuff like that, you saw that Ryan Clark will be bothered by the fact that he had a draw with Ryan Wash. Craig Evans, we went through Craig Evans with my boy, I can't think of his name now. He's my boy too, dude. The WBO Skeet. Skeet and all that. So we saw what he's about. Put it all together right here on the Knowledge of the WRT Boxing Show. We cover all those fights for reasons like this. And we knew very high chance that Barret cannot handle Ronnie Clark's style. He just mentally don't have it. If Ryan Wash and he beats Craig Evans, you could kind of, and then you see it, the way he fights. No. But hey, I could just be rambling. Then we move on to the WBSS. This almost worked, folks. This was almost really dang good. You still got Usyk and Gasnev. But that needed to be a very good backup match. The fact that that's going to be a very good frontline match, I don't know if the WBSS is going to finish as strong and as it should be. Now if Groves, Hills, and like I said, it sucks to say if he looks 100% in there, You know, that sucks to say, but because Callum Smith won the match. What was the name? Nikki Hawkins came in. I gave him 2 rounds, you know, but he landed a nice few random ass rights, and you wonder, crazy ass George Grove with that, you know, and like I said, if you can move and pop Callum Smith. You know, you gotta be, because I said Eric Shogun. I always fuck his last name up. Sorry. Oops. Whoa. Cut that out. Get on that. Yeah, work on cutting that out. Yeah. If you could work with a jab and keep Colin Smith a little off rhythm, I think you have a better chance when he's moving and pumping and using that range. That's when he's deadly. Yeah, you gotta kind of pick your poison, but I'd rather keep him still than have him moving. You know, that's my thing. You know, I think George Groves, if he was hitting him as much as Skogel was, I think Groves has that movement. You know, he could use the ring I count that as movement. You know. And Nikki was coming forward to crack him with some overhand rights. I think George Groves can do a mixture of both those fighters and do it better than both those fighters. So that'd be a very good fight. You know, I could see him bombing on Callum because Callum would try. I think his only chance would really is to use his reach and kind of punch down on Groves. The 1-2. You know. He would really have to try and bully him into the body. That'd be interesting. But George Groves will be able to go, bow, bow, crack him back. Because Kellen Smith would have to just use that jab on Groves, but I think Groves could get past that jab and out, or even just jab him first and move. Because I've seen people do it. It's easy. You know, go first on him. Bomb on him, he backs up, and you can reset. Yeah, so that'd be, and if Holken was hitting him and Eric was hitting him, Groves is gonna be hitting him, and I think Groves has a hell of a lot of power than those 2 dudes. So I will have to see Kellen Smith be the aggressor in that fight. I think so. So that'd be interesting. That'd be very, very interesting right there. Like I said, but then again, is the WBSS going to get its final really outcome? Or they said Hogan, they said even though he got that fight on 5 days notice, he was supposed to fight on that undercard. So his 5 days notice was just the caliber of opponent. That changed in a 5-day notice. Not him taking a fight. So, tomato, right? Tomato. Thumbs up, don't change. Change it from gray to blue right here on the RT Boxing Show, episode number 17. And that was the weekly recap. So from there, we are talking about the good old March 3rd, you know. But don't remember, the month is not over. There is February 28th. Daniel Roman goes back to Japan to defend his belt. I forgot the quiet information, but it is Daniel Roman from Los Angeles, California. Goes back to Japan. You can look up the rest, but look up the rest. Daniel Roman. Forgot the information. Now, March 3rd. That is going to be an interesting day for us boxing fans. It starts off for a nice little tidbit. The dude Chris Eubank Jr. Beat Adriel Yardman. He's getting his crack with a WBC International Super Middleweight. So that's going to keep him in the little rankings. Remember, if you need to know and keep track of these, like why they getting these title shots, why they're keeping around, the WRT Boxing Show helps you know why they're staying around. Yardman's staying busy while the other ones are yippy yapping, trying to get some money. He's getting those title shots and making that money. So you can look at it either way you want, either way you want. So that is over there in his little part. What was that? Germany? Where's Yardman fighting? Where's Yardman fighting? Oh man, well, I passed it. But he's fighting in West Germany. Advil Yardman fighting Derek Edwards. Yardman's 17-1. Right. Let's see. Can he bounce back after that was like a hard ass flash knockdown. Eubanks Jr. put something nasty on him. That's probably like the best Eubank can probably look. You know, if you really, really think about it, he can always prove us wrong and change and get a good ass jab going. But as of right now, without a jab working for Eubanks and him slowing the fuck down, I think Advil Yardman could be probably the best we've seen of Eubanks at this level right now. I think the phase he's stuck in, that's his peak. I could say that. Thumbs up if you do say that, if you agree. If you don't agree, I guess you hit a thumbs down. Or you could just be a comment writing guy and write that you don't disagree and tell why. So we all, myself and the viewing audience, can have an answer or explain ourselves. We can all communicate here. So that is Advil Yardman on March 3rd. He's bouncing back. Then we scoot on down. This is the WRT Boxing Show as we scoot down. And just because Ganya been hot for the month of year 2018, I checked him out. Joseph Lampe, he has a fight coming up. He fought against Egginton and lost. So, some fans might recognize the name. There's someone else he fought overseas in the Brits. I forgot the name. There's a little Japanese flyweight titles coming on, Masayuki Karudo versus Katsunori Namagai. Some of these might get covered, depending on the production timing of the show. But we can still try and get an early word out for these fights, So if you're interested. But, we will try and quickly go over the ones we will be making a high effort to get on the show here for the boxing audience who participate in the support of the WRT Boxing Show. Thank you. And we start with the on the March 3rd, of course, with the Matchroom Boxing, the debut of Kell Brook, moving up to 154, taking on Sergey Rabachenko. That's a hell of a fight. And what surprised me about that fight most, people are like, Kell Brook's taking on that Rabachenko. It's a winnable fight, but the effort's gonna have to be made. It's gonna be an effort made fight. It's like he ain't gonna have no just this Kell Brook is here time. He ain't gonna have that type of fight. He's gonna have to earn it. And when you start to look at, and then you go look at the middleweight class, you're like, okay, and you gotta remember, Kell Brook was calling out Saddam Ali. He was trying to get in the WBO rankings, trying to, I guess, lightfoot his foot over there, man, because he ended up, the fight he's taking, folks, against Rabachenko is the number 5 in the WBC. Number 5 in the WBC. You know who the WBC's champ is, right? Jermell Charlo. He's going Jermell Charlo route. Can you imagine that fight? Jermell Charlo and Kell Brook at the end of 2018. Or maybe even the end of 2019. If Kell Brook could stick around and do something, maybe one. They'll probably need to get one more good win in between. They could sell. He's going number 5 WBC. Ramachenko's ranked nowhere else. You know where? What good will beating Ramachenko do Kell Brook anywhere else? What good would that victory do to him? But in the WBC, he's ranked number 5. Put Kell Brook up there, and ahead of him you got Sergio Garcia, Julian Williams, Vandermogen, and Masik Sulaki, who's fighting Daniel Jacobs. Then you got Vans and Julian Williams and Sergio. So who is Jermell Charlo gonna fight? Somewhere. But by the end of this time, he could fighting Kell Brook. He's got Jermell Charlo is gonna have to probably, in order for this to happen, he's either have to fight a mandatory soon or a a voluntary could get him anything, but a mandatory might pop up and try and ruin this. So maybe Vans might try and ruin this, might try and get a rematch, or Julian Williams. Because I think Sergio Garcia say, fuck it, I take some step aside money. I ain't tripping. I just take some little, I think he's like Argentinian or something, or Spain. He'll take some little step aside money. He's collecting somewhere else. So I don't think that really play a big issue. So that's crazy on that one. So going back to March 3rd, where are we at here? So that's the Kell Brook card. He's fighting Ramachenko, and then somewhere on there you got and that's for the WBC the silver. I did not know that, ladies and gentlemen. I just happened to really stumble upon that information right here on the WRT Boxing Show, where we ready talk that boxing. Kell Brook is getting a silver title shot, and you know those silver title shots get a shot at the champion. That's why Dylan White is holding on to his so damn hard. And then he has to fight against Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown and Deontay Wilder will be an interesting fight, but that's a whole nother episode. We'll talk about that later on the WRT Boxing Show, where you are a subscriber. Appreciate it. And then you got the rematch of David Allen and Leroy Thompson. That's going to be interesting. You know, I didn't see much of the last one. I didn't finish it. I had to watch the highlights. But I seen David Allen, and you think the light switch is going to come on. You know, he seems like God. Then he likes duds. Do you see him do the other movement? Do you believe in him one more time? Do you believe in him one more time, or is Thomas going to do it again? And Kid Galahad, I know since the show started, he's only fought once. And I know he's better than the knowledge I have on him. You know? Then I got my boy Sam Egginton. I didn't know. Wait, what weight is he fighting at, Sam Egginton? He didn't move up in weight, did he? Is he still welterweight? They have him at super welterweight. That's 154. Wow. I don't know if Sam Egginton can do anything at 154. He sure in the hell can. He's gonna have a better chance at 147 than 154 for sure. He's just going to be around collecting some checks. And then they got Rocky Fielding. Rocky Fielding, and if you are new to the show, the WRT Boxing Show, if you go back to season 1, you know that the WRT Boxing Show picked 2 super middleweights to shine. It was Caleb Plant and Rocky Fielding. Caleb Plant did his thing his last fight. Now Rocky Fielding, big fight is on the Hay Bellew card, his undercard. And now you also know on the WRT Boxing Show with Mr.A, we discuss stay busy fights, and we're all for them. This is going to be a stay busy fight, but those are the best upsets in the world. So it's always interesting to see, and like I said, I'm going to be interested in Rocky Fielding on this. So that's a Kell Brook. You got Leroy Thompson, David Allen. That's a little interesting. Kid Galahad, like I said, I think he's better than the knowledge I have on him. He's 23-0. He's only fought once since the show started. So you guys leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if Kid Galahad is better than my knowledge. So that way I know. And that way, if I know, it'll be the most thumbs up I ever had. So let these thumbs up be for Kid Galahad. Is he better than my knowledge? Like I said, so that sounds like a pretty damn good card so far. Like I said, and it's Sam Egginton, which is surprising to me that he's up at 154. He comes forward, but at 154 is he gonna bully anyone at 154? So just the champs. Charlo, Laura, Hurd, Egginton and Hurd. Oh man. Then you got Egginton and Sam Ali. So I don't know. Maybe Egginton just went on a vacation and he's losing the weight slow, so he's gonna just fight. He's gonna fight a 6 round. Lose the weight. Or is this his stay busy fight? But if he's heavy, so not a good sign. Like I said, I hope he's on vacation weight. That'd be better than Sam Egginton moving up to 154 because he can't do no damage. Just move up, put some vacation weight on, take a check fight. Hopefully it's that. I feel better for Sam Egginton if it's that. And also you have Cyclone Promotions. Cyclone Promotions with the boy, headlined by Josh Taylor. I'm a believer. I'm not like a hardcore. Let's say I am very pleased and entertained by Josh Taylor. I give Josh Taylor a thumbs up. If you ask me a question like, hey, if you like Josh Taylor, he hit this thumbs up. All right. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like him. He's entertaining. So if you like Josh Taylor, you can hit that. He seems to have the goods. He's fighting a replacement fighter, Winston Campos. 30-3, 5 draws. Sounds worthy of checking into if you're a Josh Taylor fan. So that's always interesting to see how Josh Taylor handles the fight. Does he pick it apart? Does he show front forward? His growth. You think he's the goods. He's walking around with a silver super lightweight titles, and that's the second silver we talked about. Double RT Boxing. Right here, talking that boxing, the Double RT Boxing Show. We like belts. And that's the second silver title we talk about. Oops, silver. Then you got his boy Jason Easton taking on Glenn Foote. And this is a nice little, another little, oh, I remember those. If you're a fan of the Double RT Boxing Show, Glenn Foote is that pressure fighter. Jason Easton, he seems to get it done, man. Like he has the 1-2, he has the reach, he has his nice little inside uppercut. His movement is nice. Like he knows how to use the ring, but it seems like the fight always gets hard for no apparently reason. Like, dog, what is Easton, what is your problem? But he pulls that shit out. You know, he has the goods. He's 11-0. I know him and Taylor had, you know, they used to spar. I don't know, like if they're still that type of stable mates, but you know, from what I used to, you know, when I first seen these guys, they were sparring together. You know, they were pretty young. You know, they're 11-0. Maybe they are. Maybe they're still buds like that, dude. 11-0. They're always fighting on the same card. And now Easton is fighting Glenn Foot. I know Glenn Foot. He's the muscle little dude. He's gonna put that pressure on. In this instance, to see is Jason Easton gonna let the fight be harder than it has to be? Is Glenn Foot gonna pressure? Because he shouldn't. Easton should win this fight. He should win this fight, man. But you know, he lets fights come. He let them come on him too hard. And Glenn Foot is that type of fighter who's gonna come. So that's interesting to find that, and that's for the vacant Commonwealth Super Lightweight title. That's Glenn Foot has a style to trouble Easton pretty well. So that's an interesting fight, and that's, like I said, this is all March 3rd, folks. If you're not entertained yet, you can't be liking boxing. We got Kell Brook, Josh Taylor. You got Glenn Foot rushing the shit out of Jason Easton. You know that's gonna happen. You know, and then folks. Oh my goodness. Chantelle Camron is taking on Myra Dial. She was in last month fight of the month. So maybe she's getting caught at the right time. If she could recover from this, it's going to be an interesting fight. Although, you know, Chantelle has the reach and power to like fuck with her. But if Myra gets inside of that and starts unleashing some shit on her, I could see some shit happen and some fireworks. You know, I didn't know Myra has the punching ability, like the combinations like that, really clean. I didn't think she was gonna let off against Mama Douche like that. I thought she'd fight her from the outside, and the fact that she was hanging. But the fact that Mama Douche did fucking beat the hell out of her, and she withstood those shots, she got a good jaw on her. But like I said, that was last month. How much did she really heal from that beatdown? Good ass fights. It's probably like seriously, folks. If you're a fan of the Double RT Boxing Show, you have not watched that fight yet, and if you're a new viewer of this show and you're liking what you see, please subscribe and hit a thumbs up, because we're ready all the time talking that boxing on the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr.A. Mama Douche and Myra had a hellified fight. New viewers, old viewers, go check that fight out. It's fight of between that and Gaskoff and Dorticos. Those are gonna be like fight of the year so far. Even towards the end of February, it might just overlaps. But Gaskoff and Dorticos was February, wasn't it? Usnik was last month. So yeah. So even this month. No, yeah. Mama Douche was last month. Yeah, so that's still the fight of the month of the year. How much did she hear? But the fact that she's a little better, Chantelle, that being, than Mama Douche. She's a better at controlling her shit, her 1-2s. That's gonna be but if Myra could get in within that, she should be able to hit Chantelle with some clever shit. Like Chantelle's fucking got that long reach, so it's gonna be interesting to see. But like I said, tough opponent, but maybe on the short notice. But it's for the IBO organization, female lightweight. The IBO is all over Cyclone. It's always thumbs up for Cyclone Promotions. They get you some IBO title shots. Great stuff by Cyclone. And then you're moving on down to these schedules here. Moving on down, you got some Southern area superweight titles. Matt McCarthy and Billy Bird, you know. Shouts out for those who's watching those fights. Shout out to those people loving that boxing. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr.A. Episode number 17. That is what you're watching. Thank you, guys. And then, of course, we got the Barclay Center right here in the good old United States. Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz is the headliner. We all know about that fight. You know, it's going to be a quick upset. It's going to be a knockout. If it is an upset, what? Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below. You know, obviously, Deontay Wilder fans who think he's going to win this fight got it going. You know, either, you know, he's going to feel the jab out, and boom, just crack him. And Ortiz is going to drop. Now, those who think Ortiz are going to win this fight, obviously, you think he's going to, like, you know, be tricky, you know, hop, box, outbox Deontay Wilder, you know. But what do you think is going to be the downfall of Deontay Wilder? We know the downfall of Luis Ortiz is going to be a right hand. Leave a comment down below if you're picking Luis Ortiz to win this fight. You know, just because if Luis Ortiz was to win this, I think he'll catch Deontay to the body coming in and then uppercut his ass. That's what I think. I think he'll make Deontay reach and just fucking tag his ass to the ribs. Then Tyson his ass. Make his tall ass bend over with a shot. You know, because he'll really have to extend himself. I think unless he really catch Deontay coming in. If he times it well, when Deontay's doing some wild shit, he could just crack him. I don't think he's gonna get more than just a pretty good a popping jab. I don't think he's gonna be able to get the power of to hit Deontay from that nice little distance that he's gonna be able to, like the little spots he's gonna be able to win. I don't see him delivering a nice hard ass 1-2 real fast. Or do you see that? And leave that comment. What round do you see that in? Or just, yeah, is that how you see? If I see him knocking him out, I see a rib shot into an uppercut. And then, but like I said, right here, I did pick Deontay Wilder to stop him. I think like in seven. I don't think Deontay Wilder can recover from a knockdown by Luis Ortiz. I don't think so. If he gets dropped, I think it's done deal. But I say it's going to be Deontay Wilder's going to be sticking that fucking jab. Grabbing. There's going to be some body shots. But I think he's going to tag. I think he's going to tag his ass. I do. And I think the fact that Deontay Wilder does some wild shit on defense, I don't know if Luis Ortiz is going to actually hit him flesh on the. It's possible though. It's possible. I think Deontay is just gonna be sticking that fucking. And but will he leave himself open to get fucking tagged with that right and uppercut? I think, you know, that's highly possible. That he fucking throws his arms up and shit like this. You know, even when he blocks, you know, that's what I think there's gonna be a lot of grabbing. It's because he likes to do this shit. So that's going to be very interesting. And then on the undercard, you have the good old rematch. Andre Dervell for the interim IBF World Super Middleweight title against Jose Zicacao. Remember, it's sad because this rematch, the first fight is really just talked about the family relative that punched him at the end of the fight. You know, to me, Darrell was able to outbox a very game Jose in the first couple rounds. But Jose started wearing him down, putting the pressure on landing cleaner shots, and I think started winning. The competitive balance went it went like from like 55% Darrell, it went 47% Darrell or 46 Darrell, and Jose started to take the rounds. And then I forgot what it was, but it was some late punch at the round. I think Darrell may have sold it a smidge to get this lock in, help his career. He really locked his career in on that, man. So it's a good little, because that belt that means you're high up there against a Hurd, man. That's Hurd and the Laurel winner gets to fight this winner right here. That's the intern. That is the intern belt, man. Super middleweight. Oh no, that's a Darrell. That's a Darrell and damn, what's his name? Caleb Truax. They get this winner. Ain't that something, That is something. The Darrell, he got hit after the bell, but he locked himself into a very nice spot. He's like, oh, I'm gonna sell this. His fucking family relative almost fucked it up for him. But also, what got nominated or added to the show, I should say. I was gonna put timestamps on here, but I totally forgot about that. Sorry, guys. 41:46. What's the point now? Sorry. I started with the 7-something. 7:38, but I got into the show. Sorry. Hey, production, work on that. Thumbs up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I will work on that. Added to the card was actually this card is pretty damn. Listen to this card, folks. You got the headline by Wilder and Luis Ortiz, Andre Durrell, Jose Zicacao rematch for the interim IBF World Super Middleweight title held by Andre Durrell. The first fight ended in the controversy that it did. Now we'll talk about the added fight of the females later, but already on this card, you had the young buck Richardson Hutchins. He's having his fourth fight. Now you wish, I don't know who signed him, but you wish he had a little better. It doesn't really say who his promoters are, does it? Who's staging his last event? His his up and coming fight? Was it under? Lou DiBella, Tom Brown, TGB Promotions, USA Showtime. You wish, at least I did, because I wasn't too hip to the whole following of Shakur Stevenson's, but I knew, you had Dante's show and a few other shows out there. These were two, pretty hot names, young youngsters. And you see, Shakur, I guess a medal does get you this, but Hutchinson's ain't. It's not like he does not have the 1-2 in the game. As they say, I think he could be about that business. Whatever business you want it to be, I think he could be about it. Especially if you don't believe him, I think you just be like, hey, want a job interview? Are you about that business? I think Hutchinson could be about it. I just wish maybe he's not. There's another question. Do you think Richard Hutchinson is not about that business as Shakur Stevenson's is? Or is it just Top Rank is a little desperate for a star and they're like pushing him television wise, you know, cause of his name. Because I don't know. Leave a comment. What was Hitchison's? Was he just a? I've seen, like I said, I've seen the same footage on the internet that you probably have. I just don't remember his really. But that's an interesting fight on the undercard. And then you have Willie the Mongoose Monsnake, or what is it? Willie the Monsnake? I don't know. Willie Monroe Jr. taking on Carlos Gavin. Don't know much about him, but we'll take an 8-rounder. Willie's been gone for a minute. Willie has been gone. So this is a nice little welcome back. Maybe, hopefully he's not too much out of shape, but this is just, he always said he had a hard time getting fights, and you know I know he's his own promoter, so he could be having some really rough time getting some fights because he didn't do too well. He was always a hard sell, maybe for his own promotional rights. You know, his decent style was a little troublesome, but the fact that he looked so bad against Billy Joe, and he looked. He was beatable, but he just didn't look. He looked bad against Billy Joe. He's really now somewhat a hard fight, and you look bad. No one's really wanting Willie Monroe, so he's got to take a lot of meaningless fights, basically, just to build himself back up, climb that ladder. But that's he's on the undercard of the Deontay Wilder, Richardson's, Willie Monroe. You got Carlos the Prince Martin taking on Curtis Harper. Curtis Harper, man, he was on the PBC circuit. He gave where is it at? Who did he have a tough fight with? He fought Janera Washington. He gave Chris Ariola that tough fight in 2015 on the PBC. Chris tried to come back and just take a comeback fight, and an in-shape fucking Curtis Harper upset his ass on PBC. You guys remember that? So that is Curtis Martin. That's what he's fighting. I mean, Charles Martin. And then you got Sergey Devachenko.